안녕하세요. This is jaeylo. I figured I should quickly make a video about my work on the new Rising Kingdom music video. I'm the only team member who hasn't done one yet, and a lot of animators have been praising me for the work I've done. I was originally invited as a lighting artist, so we'll talk about my lighting work mainly. However, I ended up doing compositing as well as some extra things as a result of having a ton of free time, having passed university exams early. And of course, they paid me extra for all the work I did. My first thought was to do something different from the typical lighting we see in the Minecraft community. After all, it's part of the Fallen Kingdom series, which is known for pushing the limits of Minecraft animation every new release, and I wanted to help to continue that tradition. And having been obsessed over learning cinematography, the stylistic approach of the original Blade Runner and of course the new one is what first came to mind. Something I liked about Blade Runner 2049 is how each location has its own color scheme, and I decided to do something like that to help with the sense of progression in the King's journey. And of course, because it looks cool when you lay out all the shots like this. I guess I could have connected more meaning and symbolism to each color. It's definitely something I'll try to improve on in future animations. As for the original Blade Runner, I really liked how they used fog to lower the contrast of the background to help with silhouettes and separation. We ended up using volumes for every shot. It increased render times significantly, but it was definitely worth it. And you can tell how much I love to use silhouettes. In fact, for this shot, if you go look at it, there's almost no diffuse lighting, just specular and fog. Of course, Blade Runner wasn't the only reference for lighting. I bought a shot deck license to easily search for the right lighting references I needed. In the end, I only used it to try to get the mood, color, and contrast right, but it was definitely helpful. Another thing I realized would help differentiate the lighting more is by not using lights of the color of the fog as main light sources on characters. I did this for the first two sequences. The fog is purple and blue, but we never see a bright blue light on the king, just the torch lighting. The biggest challenge in lighting this video was probably the library scene, especially with my experimental take on the Warden's darkness effect with the lights turning on and off. I think it really helped make the lighting more interesting, considering the main light source of the library kinda made everything flat-looking. I'm still not satisfied with most of it, but I tried my best to make it look decent. Oh, and cool thing, all the lighting was done in Blender with cycles, no add-ons or plugins, which means I couldn't use light linking, which is a long overdue Blender feature. It would really help with production. Luckily, I was still able to get the results I wanted with spotlights. I think it was a good exercise to try lighting without light linking anyways. For compositing work, I think the lens node setup I made contributed the most. I decided to make one after hearing about the Warden beams. I was inspired by the procedural lens effect from Lego Batman and decided to make one of my own. It's not much, and I'll definitely work on improving it, but it looks so much better than just glow. And I love how these shots turned out. I also added a bit of lens distortion to wide-angle shots, which show quite a bit of subtle detail, but I thought it would be worth mentioning. Ideally, it would be done in 3D. I think the new fisheye lens in Blender might allow for that, but I have no idea how it works. Gonna try to figure out sometime. Finally, some mentions of the extra work I did, like some assets and sets. I even pasted the sets into the world and had the chance to see the original Fallen Kingdom map by Fire UK from 2012. Pretty insane that it's over 10 years old now. Lastly, I continued to train Guy's texture work as he wasn't able to work on the project midway. I had to learn basic Substance Designer. Fortunately, I was familiar with procedural texturing and was able to make a few extra block textures based on the node tree he made. The advanced materials really helped the lighting look better. Big shout out to him. And who knew the day would come that if you wanted to make a high quality Minecraft animation, you would have to learn Substance Designer. I had a great experience working on the project, many talented people I got to meet, and it means a lot to me. I just love the Fallen Kingdom series. It inspired me to become who I am now, and it was such an honor to continue the works of the legends. I hope that this animation and the rest of the prequel series hopefully continues to inspire the new generation of animators, like how I was inspired. I think that's the beauty of animation.